Good evening, welcome all of you. The topic we are going to take right now for this session for a discussion is that that is a very interesting topic, really. One chooses to be weak. So, that is the topic of discussion for right now. So, here the topic is on weakness. Most of the time we feel we are weak, even if we are strong. But the thing is that before the work of the nature, before when we stand before the mighty nature, we feel we are helpless. Most of the time we feel we are strong, we have got this much, so far the finest animal, we can do anything, we can reverse the order of the nature. So many ways we boast of, but the thing is that truly speaking, man is still a child in nature's mighty hands. So what is the reason why these people, this weakness is there well inside you? That is not, you are not borrowing from somebody, because this weakness, this mentality, this sentimentality is there with us. We feel we are weak. And the cause of the weakness, one mother quotes, one chooses to be weak. One chooses to be weak. This on weakness we are going to have a short discussion. Let us start, begin from two messages we'll quote from Sri Aurobindo. That is the topic we are taking in a very brief manner. Sri Aurobindo quotes nightly on weakness. No weakness in the nature can forever be an obstacle. See, when Sri Aurobindo uses the term obstacle, naturally we have to be very serious on considering why Sri Aurobindo used this term obstacle. Because in life hurdles must come. We must welcome the hurdles. Without the hurdles, really the progress will be, the chance of progress will be very feeble, very rare. So you have to cross the hurdles, but obstacles will not come. Anyway, obstacles are coming. For that, actually, most of the people deviate from their path. They fear away. They change the track. They come back. The attempts they are taking, they just try to postpone it. So this obstacle, Sri Aurobindo categorically tries to explain and of course ensure no weakness in the nature can for long be an obstacle. For long be an obstacle. Whatever maybe the weakness in whatever in which guise this weakness is coming, maybe straightforward, maybe in guise, whatever the method or purpose is there, no weakness in the nature can for long be an obstacle. Again, all weakness is a strength, Sri Aurobindo assures. That is a great message from Sri Aurobindo. It is a great assurance. Sri Aurobindo has assured all weakness is a strength, hiding itself from its own vision. Hiding itself from its own vision, because strength has its own vision. So all weakness is a strength, hiding itself from its own vision. It has got its vision. It has to fulfill. So for that actually it is hiding from itself from its own vision. That is the definition of weakness we have come across. So when this weakness is there, that is a strength. Strength simultaneously we can find that is a strength. So strong, strength. It is of it actually differs from person to person. How he is strong. But actually, you think that I am strong, I am the strongest. That is also a relative term, because as per Sri Aurobindo's quotation, strongs who have climbed up to a low peaked height, they feel strong. They feel, suppose your peak, your goal is Everest peak, Everest, even if somebody has climbed up, it is around 9,000 feet ahead, 8,800. 64, something like this, that height is there. So suppose you have gone, and after standing on the peak of Everest, there you yourself you find I have crossed nothing because sky is on the same height from where actually I saw from the ground, from the earth. It is from almost on the same height. It is there. So strong who climb but to a low peaked height. Here, this is the thing. And the question was put to mother, of why people choose to be weak. This weakness is also sometimes we feel it is our strength. Balanam Rodanam Balam, for the children, for the kids, when they cry, that is their strength. So deliberately they do that. If I feel I prove myself weak, so that there will be so many consolations and so many helps. It will actually it will pour upon me like anyway. So in question was put to the mother. Mother, there are mistakes. One knows they are mistakes, but still it is as though one were pushed into the making them then why these mistakes are there, why people choose to, they know it is that these are the mistakes, but why they choose to do them again and again. Mother tries to explain. Pushed by what? Mother asked. Pushed by what? This is exactly what happens. What happens, not in one or two cases, in many. This is the habituated, this is the habit, this is the truly the thing what is happening here. It is the lower nature, for instance, of the instincts of the subconscient. The past mother quotes, it is the lower nature, the instinct of the subconscient which govern you and make you do things you should not do, that which you should not do but you are compelled to do. You are compelled to do that. These are the jobs of the lower nature, the instincts of the subconscient which govern you. Past two things mother quoted. First, it is lower nature. Second, instincts of the subconscient which govern you, and after governing you, what happens, make you do the things what you should not do. And so it is a choice between your will and accepting submission. There are also another two. See, lower nature, subconscient, and they govern you and push you, make you things do what you don't do. So it is there. Another, there is also another duality is there. Choice between your will and accepting submission. Your will and accepting the submission. That is also still there another choice between the two. So there is always a moment when one can decide. It is there, and there is a possibility and there is a chance before, option before you can have a choice, decide decision you can take. Again mother quotes, it is choice between weak submission and controlling will. Same thing. Another two that already it has been discussed, defined. So choice between submission, weak submission, and controlling will. And if the will is clear, if there is a possibility, if the will is clear, it is based on truth. If it is based, will is clear, if it is based on truth, if truly it obeys the truth and is clear, it always has the power to refuse the wrong movement. It has the power, it has got the upper hand, it can simply refuse the wrong movement. I'll tell it again. If the will is clear, based on truth, if truly it obeys the truth and it is clear, then it has the higher power, it can refuse the wrong movement. It is an excuse you give yourself when you say I could not. Excuse, I could not, it is not true. It is that truly you have not wanted it in the right way. You have not willed, you have not wanted in the right way. That is the reason, so you feel you have not done it. For there are always the choice between saying yes and no. Another duality, yes and no. But one chooses to be weak, and the latter gives one latter give oneself this excuse. Chooses, you have chosen the path, you have crossed, you have traded, you have gone a lot, and finally when you meet with the failure and this weakness, out of this weakness you claim I did not, but actually you have chosen the thing. You, this is you have taken it as excuse, saying this, it is not my fault, it is it was stronger than I, because you have chosen a wrong path. You see, one example you can take. Suppose you are talking of the water. Now there itself you can see magar. that crocodile. They are far, stronger. But on the land side, elephant is stronger. Suppose this mugger, the crocodile is coming to the surface land, that naturally it will feel helpless against the elephant. And the opposite is also true. Suppose one elephant is going to have drink some water inside the sea or water or river, there itself it is caught by the crocodile mugger, so it will feel helpless. But thing is that you have crossed your limit, you don't know, and after going and being cut off, this is where you went, and after being seized you are flailing. It was stronger than, this is not, you can't compare it that way. So it is your fault if the thing was stronger than you. That is water. It is crocodile is powerful. Crocodile also know it is land. Elephant is more powerful. So before willing, before going, things not they would have decided, because you are not these you are not these impulses. You are a conscious soul. No, you are not. You are a conscious soul and intelligent will, Mother Course. You are a conscious soul and intelligent will. And your duty is to see that this is what governs you and not the impulses from below. So there must be, you must be conscious, you must be guided by the psychic being, you must keep the divine in front, you must be aware of. That was, if instead of doing that, you servant of your impulses, naturally whom you will claim. You choose to do it. Again, Mother quotes beautifully, to fall back into error. Errors are there. Like, to err is human, to forgive is divine. Errors are there. And God, divine, actually uses our error to reach at the right thing, reach at the truth. Our errors are made the stepping stone. So, Mother quotes to you to fall back into error. What is the reason? Your Mother quotes to fall back into an error which one knows to be an error. He knows it is an error, but he falls deliberately to make a mistake once again, which one knows that it to be a mistake. Mistake is a mistake, and error is a error. He knows, and still then it is going and slipping into that clothes. This seems for me fantastic. Mother course. This seemed to me fantastic. It is a long time, well, at last, relatively, by human reckoning. It is a long time I have been on earth, and I have yet not been able to understand that. That is the criteria. Yet, not yet I am able to understand the region. Later Mother quotes, it seems to me again impossible. Wrong thoughts, wrong impulses, inner and outer falsehood, things that are ugly, base, as long as one does them and has them through ignorance. Ignorance is there in the world. One understands, one is in the habit of doing them. It is ignorance, one does not know that it ought to be otherwise. You know the ignorance, you know the avidya, you know the error, you know the, falsehood. So you know the impulses, wrong thoughts. You know everything is known to you and deliberately you are committing. You are rushing. You are sliding into that. You are actually, taking your hands into the mouth of the crocodile, and you are claiming that things have happened, how it has happened. So Mother quotes again. See, but the moment the knowledge is there, not ignorance, the knowledge is there. The light is there, just opposite. Knowledge is there, light is there. Moment one has seen the thing as it is, how can one do the again? You did not have the idea, so you have committed the error, mistake, falsehood. You have slipped into the falsehood. That's okay. And when you have known the things, you know the truth, you know the falsehood, and you know the light. Then repeating the same error for the second time, for again and again, it has got no base valueless. So how can one do it again? That I don't understand. Again, Mother quotes. Then what is one made of? One is made of threads. One is made of goddess, made of goodness, knows what of a jelly. So Mother quotes. Then really you should know. Again and again you are committing. Without knowing you are committing the mistake, and with your knowledge awareness also same thing you are repeating. It can be explained, but there is no incentive, no will, nothing. Is there any inner dynamism? That's what mother quotes. Is there any inner dynamism? That's what mother wants to explain. Again, in the latter part, mother tries to explain beautifully, strengthening the will. Then one question was put to the mother: how can one strengthen one's will? That mother explains: strengthening one as one strengthens the muscles by mechanical exercise, methodical exercise. With exercise again and again, you have to you have to relax and you have to strengthen your muscles. One beautiful story I can remember. Somebody went to a rishi and asked, I want to meet God. So God, then rishi remained silent for some time. He went into trance and said, okay, God is on this top of the mountain. If you climb up, how shall I climb up? No, there is a one who path is there inside the mountain. You can go and you can cross, climb up. He went, and actually, of course, there was a path there. He climbed up for some distance, some distance he covered up. Then he found on the actually on the path a big sized stone was there. It was so this road is covered. He tried to push and push and push. Again, he tried 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. For 1 month, he tried, but there was no possible, possible. It was not possible to remove the stone. So finally, he came back and said this. Met the rishi and said, "All Swamiji, I have tried, but I failed." So what is the? There is no route, no track. How shall I climb up that mountain and find the God? Even if the existence of God, very existence of God is prominent there. How can I go? At least I don't find the distance. Some way I go. 1 month I have tried, all in vain. If you had no, you could have suggested me earlier. I could not have at least tried. Then Rishi opens his eyes and says, "You have got nothing." No, 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 nothing. Only simply I was trying 1 month. See, Rishi then smiles. You see, we were 1 month you tried. You, yes, hard, bigger attempt I have taken. At least your muscles are strengthened. Now you see, before 1 month and right now, with this 1 month has elapsed. So you see, what about the muscle? He finds, yes, muscles are relaxed. It is strengthened. Beautiful, beautiful. That's what mother quotes. By methodical exercises, you can strengthen your muscle. You take one little thing, something you want to do or don't want to do. Begin with a small thing. Begin small thing, not a great thing. Not something very essential to be being, but a very small detail. And then, if, for instance, something you are in the habit of doing, you insist on it and with the same regularity, steadfastly and methodically, you do the exercise. You so. Either do it or to do it. You insist on it and compel yourself to do it. And as you compel yourself to lift a weight, like that stone I was giving the example, big stones like this, you lift a weight. It is same thing. You make the same kind of effort, but more an inner effort. This is not the outer effort. This is the inner effort you do. After having taken little things for like this, little things like raising the weight. So things relatively gets easier. Then after taking this and succeeding them, so what about the concluding part, mother course? You can unite with a greater force and try to try a more complicated experiment. It is a simple thing, tiny things you have experimented, and later you take a greater force and try to try a more complicated experiment. And gradually, if you do this regularly, you will end up by acquiring an independent and a very strong will. So everything must be steadfast, continuous, and methodical. And this will be, begin from the very small thing, and later with this regularity of your exercise, and you will go and succeed in going for the better ones. So another small thing, one small thing, but it has a big value. To learn how to will truly. To learn how to will is very important. So, mother quotes, you must unify your being, to the will truly, you must unify your being. In fact, Mother Buddha says, if one is pulled by absolutely opposite tendencies, if one is pulled by absolutely opposite tendencies, if one stands three-fourths of this life without being conscious of himself, and reasons why he does things and the real being. So, in that Mother quotes, one is a mass of influence, movements, process, actions, reactions, but one is not a being. One begins to become a being. One begins to become a being when he begins to have a will. Unless otherwise there is a strong will, you can never become. One begins to become a being when he begins to have a will, and one cannot have a will unless he is unified. So this will, it evolves, emerges from the unification. And the mother then of course tries to explain, and beautiful, you must very much like to want what the divine wants to do. That is the criteria, that is the secret. Like to want what the divine wants you to do. You don't possess a will to give to him and to put at his service. So you must know that the divine wills what the really the divine wants, and then you say, I want what you want. Let thy will be done. Jatha nijuttusmi tatha karami. Be the instrument. That is the true action, true will that you must know, you must understand. That is very interesting way. So, to conclude in a couple of lines, one or two sentences, it is very important. As we have started, as we have begun from Sri Aurobindo on weakness. Very interestingly, Sri Aurobindo quoted, all weakness is a strength hiding itself from its own vision. So you must know, no weakness in the nature can for long be an obstacle. So keep trying, have a will, have aspiration, try to know, have the strong will, then success will come. Vande Mataram.